رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One of the most important things that we can do in Ramadan is pray Taraweeh. Taraweeh is the prayer that you might know that happens after Isha, goes on for a very long time. What's interesting about Taraweeh is a couple of things. Number one, the origin of the name Taraweeh. The name, as discussed by Ibn Hajar in Sahih Bukhari, in his explanation of Sahih Bukhari, comes from the word Raha, which means to rest. And what's interesting is that when the Sahaba would pray Taraweeh, they would pray for so long. The salah would be so long that when they would say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, that would actually be a little bit of a break. They would take a break, they would chill out a little bit between the rak'ahs. And that's why the prayer was called Taraweeh, because you're resting between rak'ahs. It's meant to be a long prayer. That's the origin of it. That's how the Sahaba prayed it. So if somebody is making a really long recitation, long rak'ah, don't be mad at them. They're actually doing the right thing. Number two is, what did the Prophet say about this? The Prophet ﷺ, as narrated by Abu Hurairah, he would say about Ramadan that مَنْ قَامَهُ إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. The person who stands up and prays in Ramadan, meaning not the 5 obligatory prayers, but they are praying something that is optional, and qiyam means that they are standing and praying for a while. Now this includes a person's own recitation, their own prayers. This could include something that they pray before suhoor, and this definitely includes the salah of Taraweeh. Basically anything after Isha would count for this. Okay, so the person who now is praying after Isha for an extended period of time, imanan wa ihtisaban, 2 conditions. Number 1, iman, they believe in Allah, doing this for the sake of Allah alone. And number 2, ihtisaban, seeking reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone and nobody else. Doing this for the sake of Allah, not so that someone can say, oh, this guy's in the masjid praying Taraweeh, and this guy's in the masjid praying Qiyam. Only for the sake of Allah. Ihtisaban also means, according to some of the scholars, somebody who doesn't see this as a difficulty, right? Something that you do because you want to do it, and you don't see it as hard, you don't see it as a burden upon you. All of that is included in the meaning of ihtisab. The person who prays after Isha and they do it for the sake of Allah, seeking ajr from Him only and nobody else, not seeing it as a burden, not seeing it as a difficulty, not counting the rak'ahs, they're looking forward to this. And a person does this for Taraweeh, what's the reward? غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. All their past sins are forgiven. SubhanAllah, what a beautiful incentive. And number 3, as we're praying Taraweeh and as we're approaching the last 10 nights of Ramadan, this is where Taraweeh gets even more important, because the last 10 nights of Ramadan is when Laylatul Qadr is. We'll talk about Laylatul Qadr in the next video inshallah. But one small thing about the last 10 nights is how the Prophet ﷺ would approach the last 10 nights. He's described by Aisha radiallahu anha as, when the last 10 nights would start, إِذَا دَخَلَ الْعَشْرِ أَحْيَا اللَّيْلِ. The Prophet would give his night's life. What does that mean? It means that he would be up at night, praying, making dua, remembering Allah, reading Quran, connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by himself. أَحْيَا اللَّيْلِ. And then أَيْقَظَ أَهْلَهُ وَشَدَّ مِئْزَرَهُ. He would wake up his family so they would join in and they would benefit. And وَشَدَّ مِئْزَرَهُ, meaning he would fasten his belt. He would get ready and he would amp up his worship in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So last 10 nights of Ramadan is when we go, full steam. And if you haven't been praying Taraweeh, this is the time to go at it and really pray. For the reasons I mentioned before, forgiveness of sins. And number 2, this is the time where we amp up our ibadah. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.